News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Laurent Anselmi. I am the president of the Academy of the Sea of Monaco. I'm basically a lawyer, nobody being perfect, and I've studied in the law school at University of Nice. And I became progressively, let's say, a specialist, but I tell that with a lot of humility, of the constitutional law and constitutional law of monarchies. At a certain moment, I had the opportunity to come back to Monaco, which was my homeland, and to integrate the public administration, in which I've held several positions, and at the end, Secretary of State for Justice, which was not called like that at that time, was called the Director of Judicial Services, Minister of Foreign Affairs, and then Chief of Staff of His Serene Highness the Prince. I grew up in Monaco, my parents grew up in Monaco, my grandparents grew up in Monaco, and the first ancestor in my family who arrived in Monaco was Carabinier of the Prince Albert I. So he arrived, I guess, in 1890. I'm issued from an old family of Monaco. Since nearly 2 years, I'm the president of a new institution which has been created by His Serene Highness Prince Albert II, which is called the Academy of the Sea of Monaco, in French, l'Académie de la Mer de Monaco. It's not a new institutional organ about environment and sea in Monaco. We have already plenty of them, and they are very, very efficient, and they have a very positive action. We have a new approach of the issues pertaining to seas and oceans, which is multidisciplinary. So we consider that all the phenomena are fundamentally complex. They can be approached by several angles. The economist has a word to say, the specialist of an environment and nature, but also the geopolitician. And everything is linked, everything is bound. This is how we try to explain and to teach what is going on with those issues. I used to say that the Academy of the Sea is a rocket with 3 floors. The first floor, let's say, is an emblem of our know-how in Monaco, is a summer school that we organize every year in Monaco, the first 2 weeks, the first fortnight of the month of July. So we are about to organize the second one. The first one was last year. So what happens during those 2 weeks? 40 students, they receive fundamental teachings, health checkup of seas and oceans, bilan de santé des mers et océans in French. The second one is international relations bound to seas and oceans. And the third one is general overview of the current law of the sea. One, environment; second, geopolitics; third, law, legal. In the afternoon, they have meetings, conferences, roundtables, and visits, which lighten the tuitions of the morning. For instance, we will have an afternoon dedicated to migrations and traffic of human beings across seas and oceans. Our approach is fundamentally multidisciplinary. This is really our motto. Also, one afternoon about whales. We will have 2 about Mediterranean, with all the type of issues you can imagine about the Mediterranean. We have called that in French, la Méditerranée dans tous ses états. We go also outside. We will have a very interesting visit of the museum, obviously, which is a partner and friend. Also the exploration of Monaco. We will go to the International Hydrographic Organization. We will visit the laboratories of the International Atomic Agency, which is based in Monaco and which depends of the United Nations. We have also some fun sometimes, and this day we will have a very nice dinner cocktail cooked by Joël Garraud, which is a very famous cook, and he's a good friend. He's very passionate by what we do, and he's a good partner. So this is the first floor of the rocket. Second floor is formation that we do abroad. So we are about to do one in Marrakech, Morocco, with a local partner, which is an excellent private university called Menara University. And this is, let's say, the miniature of the summer school. And we do the same, but smaller, 30 students from North Africa and Africa. And we will normally do one in January 2026 in Djibouti with a local partner, which is the Institute of Diplomatic Studies of Djibouti, which is the school for diplomats of this very, very important state in maritime roads. And our goal would be to transform ourselves in a small university of the seas, not a big one like the one of the IMO, for instance, in Sweden, but just delivering two master's degrees, one with an environmental orientation, the other one with a geopolitical orientation, having common courses, for instance, doubtless international law, international maritime law, and environment law. So this is our goal. So you see there is, as we say in French, pain sur la planche. There is no age limit. Last year, the youngest was a young lady from North Africa. She was 21. And the oldest was from North Africa, from Tunisia. She was 63. So the minimum standard is to have at least 3 years of studies in university. Law, geography, history, communication, business school, finance, whatever. What we are looking for is, as we say in French, to have beaux esprits. That means able to get out of their specialty and to interest themselves to something else, and obviously to have an interest, if not a passion, for seas and oceans. We have an agreement already with the International University of Monaco, in which I've been an adjunct professor for 6 years, but teaching public business law, nothing to see with the seas and oceans. We are using for the moment their premises in summer in order to organize our summer school. This is a very interesting institution which has also a real concern on seas and oceans. There is a difference between us. We work together, and certainly if we transform ourselves in university, we will have to connect ourselves with other comparable institutions. In our summer university, the last day, we organize a conference which is open to the public and not only to the 40 participants. The topic is changing every year. Last year it was fishing or overfishing, and this year it will be sea and energies. Sea singular and energies plural. So we will address several types of topics, issues. The first, obviously, how to extract oil and the gas and from the sea, respecting the sustainability, but also the new energies. We will have specialists from Canada. And next year, the topic will be sea and human health. What could be the consequences of the diminution of the maritime biodiversity on the pharmaceutical aspects? Monaco is, on a lot of aspects, a model on the field of protection of seas and oceans. Just see what we do in the Réserve Marine du Nord Vautour. And what we are doing in the Academy of the Sea is the logical continuation of that involvement. I was thinking that such an institution was existing using English or some other languages, but it seems that we are, on that aspect, pretty original, let's say. We have the idea to draft an agreement in order to prevent, to avoid, but also to punish such a pollution in the Mediterranean, which could be a model and an example to follow, either on a global scale or for some other seas in the world. So this is a type of thing that we can do through the Academy of the Sea of Monaco. I think that obviously, having had those positions, I have maybe an international vision how this academy can be used. It is certainly somewhere a piece of the international policy of the Principality in the field of maritime affairs. I think that one of the best diplomacy is doubtless the diplomacy of the knowledge. As we say in French, la diplomatie du savoir. The transmission of knowledge is maybe one of the best services you can give to mankind. I am the first lawyer of my family. I had the idea to have a position in a public service. I was not really foreseeing something particular, but this was my idea. I've been lucky because I've discovered a type of science and an approach that was ready for me and was really compliant with my way of thinking. So it has been my chance. I've always had the feeling that Monaco was a prestigious place with an international reputation, and I've had this feeling very young. I think that Prince Rainier has substantially contributed to giving this prestige to the country, and Prince Albert, obviously, I continued on this way. I was confident in the future of the country, yes, always. I'm not very good for guessing what the future can be. I think that our force is certainly our institutions, the constitutional monarchy. With that weapon, which is a pacific weapon, we will go ahead for a very long time. We are like pilgrims, you know. We have to carry on and never lose courage to bear this message. Monaco has an international prestige. We have to be optimistic, even if the situation is not good, as you can underline, but never lose courage. We will never surrender, as Churchill said.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover more interviews and stories on our websites, news.mc and monacoinfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.